Joined now by the U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki. Thanks for coming in, Madam Ambassador.
Thank you.
I want to pick up on the President's press conference yesterday where he opened the door to those direct talks with North Korea. In the past, he said it would be a waste of time for Secretary Tillerson to talk with North Korea. So why the turnaround?
There is no turnaround. What he has basically said is, yes, there could be a time where we talk to North Korea, but a lot of things have to happen before that actually takes place. They have to stop testing. They have to be willing to talk about banning their nuclear weapons. Those things have to happen. What we're trying to do is make sure we don't repeat what's happened the last 25 years, which is them start to act like they're coming to the table, them ask for a lot of money, and then them cheat their way through. We're going to be smart this time. We're going to make sure that whatever happens makes the United States safer and make sure that we denuclearize the peninsula.
You laid out two quite different conditions right there. It's one thing to stop testing for now. It's another to say we're going to get rid of our nuclear arsenal. The North Koreans getting rid of their nuclear arsenal. Both conditions are necessary for the U.S. to talk?
No, I think stop testing is very important and for a significant amount of time. And then you go and you work towards the next step. This is going to be phases. This isn't going to happen overnight, as we've seen, but it's a dangerous situation.
What do you expect out of Tuesday's talks?
You know, I think two countries can talk if they want. I think they're going to talk about the Olympics. It's not my understanding that they're going to talk about anything further. But, you know, those two countries have to get along. That's good for the United States if they can at least start getting back into talk. So I think that's a good thing. Last
week, we had Admiral Mike Mullen on the program talking to Martha Raddatz, echoed by Joe Biden this week, Vice President Joe Biden, both saying they believe the U.S. is closer to nuclear war with North Korea. Do you agree?
It's a dangerous situation. It's not something we want. We have said that very dangerous situation.
But did the president make it worse with that tweet earlier this week about the nuclear button? Here's what the former Vice President Joe Biden said about that.
When we engage in activities like let's compare the button, they all, for different reasons and different motivations, lose confidence in us. They wonder, do we know what the hell we're doing?
Is he right that it hurts our credibility with our allies?
They don't wonder if we know what the hell we're doing. I think it's very clear we do. What they know is we're not letting up on the pressure. We're not going to let them go and dramatize the fact that they have a button right on their desk and that they can destroy America. We want to always remind them we can destroy you too. So be very cautious and careful with your words and what you do. I know it's something that makes people nervous, but if we didn't do it, we would be in a more dangerous situation.
Do you think that tweet was a good idea?
I think that he always has to keep Kim on his toes. It's very important that we don't ever let him get so arrogant that he doesn't realize the reality of what would happen if he started a nuclear war.
You've even got Republicans in Congress, Cory Gardner, John Cornyn, saying this is reckless.
You know, everybody's going to have their opinion. What I can tell you is I'm dealing with the diplomats on the ground. I'm dealing with all of the actors in this situation. It is a serious situation, and he can't sit there and imply that he's going to destroy the United States without us reminding him of the facts and the reality that if you go there, it's not us that's going to be destroyed, it's you.
You say you deal with the diplomats on the ground. You deal with diplomats every single day, world leaders from around, all across the globe. How do they respond overall to the president's tweets? I read one analysis this week saying that they're just starting to tune them out.
I don't think they're tuning them out. If anything, I noticed that they are absolutely glued to them, but they see them as unpredictable. That's probably the overwhelming feeling that I see as
too unpredictable?
I don't think ever too unpredictable. I think they don't know what the U.S. is going to do at any given time. And so for that reason, they're getting much more cautious and they're paying attention to how they work with us. So, you know, we've got a ways to go, but it's not a bad thing. It's really not.
Of course, you know, a lot of these questions, the tweets reinforced by this book that came out this week, the Michael Wolff book. In your dealings with the president, he says that 100% of the people around the president are concerned about his fitness. Have you seen any behavior that concerns you?
You know, the one thing about this book, having been a governor and now an ambassador, I am always amazed at the lengths people will go to lie for money and for power. It's really, this is like taking it to a whole new low. I will tell you, I have not read the book, I won't read it, but the excerpts that I've seen and the things that I've seen in the press, I know those people in the White House. I'm there once a week. These people love their country and respect our president. I've never seen or heard the type of toxic language that they're talking about. Now, I'm not there 7 days a week, but I'm there once a week, and I'm there for a day with White House meetings and everything. No one questions the stability of the president.
Well, except that Michael Wolff says he had 200 interviews. He says he has interviews on tape. We know he spent a lot of time in the White House over the course of the first several months, and a lot of the most damning anecdotes have not been denied by those involved.
You know, I can't vouch for anything like that. I don't know if it was 200 interviews with Steve Bannon or if it was 200 interviews with himself, but I can tell you, I know these people. I work with these people. I work with the president and speak with him multiple times a week. This is a man, he didn't become the president by accident. And as much as everyone wants to talk about stability, was he unstable when he passed the tax reform? Was he unstable when we finally hit back at Syria and said no more chemical weapons? Was he unstable when we finally put North Korea on notice? Was he unstable when he said, wait, we need to look at Iran because this is getting to be a dangerous situation? Was he unstable with the jobs or the economy or the stock market? We need to be realistic at the fact that every person, regardless of race, religion, or party, who loves this country should support this president. So it's that important.
So you're not concerned that those close to the president don't have his interests at heart?
I'm around them all the time. I see these people put everything they've got into their jobs and into respecting and trusting the president. If they didn't, they wouldn't be there.
Ambassador Haley, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.